The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosensia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available on Amazon.
The Mike Wagner Show, also brought to you by Illuminatical, the think tank of the future. The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, available on Amazon, highlighting the Book of David, and Heidi Tam Music, with her latest on HeidiTamMusic.com.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartradio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios, brought to you by our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia Missing, also brought to you by Illuminatical, the think tank of the future, and The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of David, is now on Amazon. Also, Heidi Tam Music. Check out our latest at HeidiTamMusic.com. We're here with a terrific lady who's an LA-based acclaimed jazz vocalist and community artist. Her career spans decades promoting racial harmony, multi-generational understanding, and social change through the arts. She began her career listening to Count Basie's 1 O'Clock Jump at the age of 12. Also leads integrative arts classes and offers consultation for individual creative growth and group staff development. And she has a new project out that's an initiative to foster unity and civic engagement. We'll talk about that leading up to the 2024 presidential election. Also influenced by John Lennon's Imagine, and also has a website providing a range of resources for individuals seeking to make a difference in all areas. And of course, it's called Imagine and Uplift as well. And imagine this, guys, live, ladies and gentlemen, at Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Los Angeles, the amazing LA-based acclaimed jazz vocalist, community artist with Imagine and Uplift as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented Patrisha Thomson. Patrisha, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Good afternoon. It's a joy to talk with you.
Well, it's great to have you on board, Patrisha. You're an LA-based acclaimed jazz vocalist and community artist. Your career spans decades promoting racial harmony, multi-generational understanding, and social change through the arts. You began your career listening to Count Basie's 1 O'Clock Jump at 12. You also lead integrative arts classes. You offer consultation for individual creative growth and group staff development. And you have a new project as an initiative to foster unity and civic engagement, leading to the 2024 presidential election, and also influenced by John Lennon's Imagine. It's called Imagine and Uplift. And plus, he also has some other work as well, too, and plus createabridge.com. Before we get to all that, Patrisha, tell us how you first got started.
I was born with art in my mind and my body. There's so much that is part of our family to be responsive to things in the world, to situations in the world. And I always intended to be an artist and a singer. And I had several experiences that anchored that for me. You mentioned one when I was 12, walking down the Lancashire Boulevard in North Hollywood. Mm-hmm. I heard this music coming out of a music store. And I said, that's me. What is this music? It's so fabulous. And it turned out to be, I went into the music store and it was Count Basie's 1 O'Clock Jump.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. The next year I had another experience that was a big aha that I knew I would be a singer when I grew up.
Oh, really? What is that? I'd like to hear more about it. I was just going to ask you that question.
What was the incident?
No, the aha moment, the precise moment that influenced you into what you do in the rest of your career.
I grew up in a Methodist church, and this particular church, we had moved to the San Fernando Valley when I was about 11. And, I was much earlier. But at this point, we joined this church. And I was in junior choir. And this was a particular Sunday that we did not sing, the junior choir, the adult choir did. And I had a fabulous boyfriend, and he was an usher, and we sat at the back of the church because that's where he was. And in that atmosphere of having a fulfilled child's life, of being 13 years old, budding teenager, as I listened to the minister and in this church that was so gorgeous with the stained glass windows and high ceilings, I thought, he thinks he has to have permission to like the limelight. Nuh-uh. These values are so beautiful. If they're important, they can go with me wherever I am. I don't need this roof. And somehow I connected purpose and the desire to sing, knowing I had a voice to sing. I connected them together, and I said, I'm going to be a singer when I grow up. And that was my aha. But it had to do with having a fulfillment in my life, in that atmosphere. It was very clear to me.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds clear as well, too. And, besides, having that aha moment, being in a church and also listening to countbasie, who are some other favorite singers, songwriters, and musicians who influenced you growing up?
When I was 6, I was listening to Jane Powell do Alice in Wonderland.
Nice.
To me, it was a very large, it wasn't like the little 45 records. It was a larger one, 33 1/3. And I found cassettes of that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Her voice was so clear. And the story, of course, Alice in Wonderland is so great. And so that was one of the first. My mother played piano at home and other places, but not as a performer so much. But I shared that musical feeling as she did. And the desire to do things that were meaningful in the world was something I always felt. I knew I wanted to do something that I delighted in dance. My body, I think through my body. That phrase has come to me so many times. I taught dance for several years as an adult. And in doing that, I had that phrase that I think through my body. It's a way of thinking that is your total awareness. The way we know things, and we don't know how we know them, but we know. It's when we work, when we have the opportunity to express physically, our brain and our body are integrated. And I've always felt that way.
That's really interesting. You mentioned you've been dancing for a while. Who are some of your favorite dancers growing up?
Oh, I don't know that I had favorite dancers, but the one that I emulated when I started taking it seriously was Alvin Ailey. His dance company, it was telling the Afro-American story, and it was storytelling through dance. And I had always loved theater. My parents and I would go to musical theater, and I always loved that. But I loved something that had a deeper feeling. So in answer to your question about the singers I love, Mahalia Jackson was one, having grown up in a church that had an openness, not a tight dogma, but going to camp together with kids. We had camp songs. We had the spirituals and the gospels. But to listen to her, that depth that comes from pain of the history of slavery, it comes from a rich, deep understanding of many of the Afro-American voices, always moved me.
Mm-hmm. And certainly does. And keep going what you're saying. This is really interesting.
Thank you. The dance that I taught was the Alvin Ailey style. I taught regular jazz and Afro jazz, which has more of the percussive, rhythmical music comes from Africa. And it was a joy. That when I could dance, my favorite one of the three was the jazz blues. And I took a second BA in an independent study in the University of Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
Because I lived there for about 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
And in that what I designed was a course called, I can remember it properly, Music and Dance in the Gospel Jazz Blues Tradition. And actually, that's anybody who's studying jazz it's that tradition. Not anyone, I should say, but the feel for storytelling, the feel for being able to express joy and pain and share it with others is a profound thing. And I love that through the jazz blues that I taught and the people I loved who I saw dance. I lived in Baltimore for a while. There was a gal there who I wish I could find again, Lynetta Gaines. If she hears this, I hope she connects.
Well, you guys look up on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn. There's all these socials you can look. Even Facebook is number one.
Yeah, I have tried. I haven't found her yet, but maybe this will be the chance where she'll hear me and say, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know I had that impact." That when I was a child and dancing in a dance class, we could be elephants and our whole body would get engaged and be the elephant and be the leaf. One of the things in her class, and I did privates with her in Baltimore, it was becoming a character, becoming a leaf, feeling nature. These things have been very important to me, and the way I've done them as an adult. The integrative arts class is what I taught for 25 years through Santa Monica College, Community Services. And I started doing it with art and writing. And then I studied with one of the major people who started bringing the integration of arts together for healing, Natalie Rogers, who was the daughter of Carl Rogers, a very well-known psychologist. And she brought to the table with him art. She was a sculptress and visual art creator. And there are many of us who still stay connected, who have taught with her or been students of her. And when I first took a class with her, it was after, when I started teaching, it was visual art and writing, as I mentioned, and we didn't have space for movement. But I had already been teaching the dance classes that I mentioned. And when I taught my first class, someone was in the class and said, "You've got to find Natalie Rogers." And when I read a book from her, I said, "Oh, that's too touchy-feely for me." And, it certainly wasn't, because when I lost my mom, I needed to grieve. And there was I got a notice that she was going to teach her last class. Certainly it wasn't like a lot of people. It's not their last performance or last class, but she included movement. And I said, "I'm at home." And what I then began teaching, I had a beautiful studio in Santa Monica, and I had enough space. So we also did movement and imagery work so people could feel their own images coming forward, which is profound experience. So it's in that unity. I think a unity is important to me on all levels. And with Imagine, would you like to know how that came about?
Absolutely. We'll get to that in just 1 minute with Patrisha Thomson. I'm so glad you did. We'll get to Imagine and Uplift with Patrisha Thomson. But first, to listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention The Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout-out to our official sponsor, The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon, paperback, and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those who love me to first go missing. It's available on Amazon, and paperback, and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has got great reviews. An Evil 11 Ain't Yours by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes, Riley, and Eminem. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon and coming soon to Amazon. Missing 2 by Mia Molson-Zia, double the fun, double the suspense, and and double the thriller. Look for it on Amazon.com. Also, check out The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com and our 40 podcast platforms. Heard in 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, and 40 podcast platforms. Heard in 100 countries. Take us with you on any mobile device. Also, The Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Illumniptical, the think tank of the future, bringing scientists and engineers together from all over the world, creating a method to construct a renewable generator where this unique product operates on a closed-loop system that generates more energy internally than it needs to function. The extra electricity can be used to run everything from homes and power grids to phones and laptops. This power source is renewable, highly scalable, and more importantly, self-regenerating. For more information, visit facebook.com/Illumniptical. That's ELLUMENIPTICAL. Also, Sweet Psalms is brought to you by Serena Wagner, based on the life of King David, including 30 paintings and King David Psalms. The Sweet Psalms gives us a new perspective on the life of David. Through the Psalms he wrote, and his time as a shepherd were all started, and his complicated yet turbulent relationship with King Saul is a story of love, betrayal, repentance, and more. Check out the Sweet Psalms by Serena Wagner on Amazon. Keyword Sweet Psalms Serena Wagner. Also brought to you by HeidiTamMusic, featuring the smash hit Baby Come Back, and new music coming soon. Check it out. HeidiTamMusic.com, and take us with you on any mobile device. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, make scripts 24/7. Message the Mike Wagner Show, and you can also find out how you can purchase these wonderful items for your loved ones and more. And of course, you can also go to Amazon.com/MeandMolsonZF for great books, merchandise, and more. Amazon.com/MeandMolsonZF, and support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We're here with the amazing LA-based acclaimed jazz vocalist and community artist Patrisha Thomson here on the Mike Wagner Show. And we went from jazz to blues to music and dance. And of course, we can imagine an uplift with this campaign. And tell us more about it.
You'd like to know how I decided to do it?
Correct. Yeah, let's go all the way back where you imagined and you managed to uplift. It's like Imagine by John Lennon, how it all started.
Well, I had thought I had completed a CD, the recording, on the day that COVID shut down California on March 19th, 2020. And at the same time, with COVID happening around the world, it became apparent that I wanted to do something. And I thought, let me just add another song or do it as a solo, John Lennon's Imagine. And then on Memorial Day, the same year, was when George Floyd was murdered. And I decided it's got to be a multiracial project this time. People are aware, people are thoughtful. And I met there's a Chinese couple who are doing some profound work. I must say, they had done a trailer at that point of the fact that Baldwin's granddad had first settled in Mississippi after coming from China many years ago. And they wound up doing a beautiful and meaningful video. They were doing Q&As about their work. And I said, I'd like to invite them to be part of this project.
Nice.
So they agreed. And I found another person who was part of the spiritual center I have attended for quite a few years, about 30, Agape Spiritual Center in Los Angeles. And he is one of the key people in the photo that you see of Imagine. He's center, brought a beautiful voice. And I met someone else who is both East Indian and Spanish, or Hispanic. She lives in Mexico City. And I sought one more person, and that was Chloe, who is mixed race. And so between the six of us, everybody recorded, some in the studio where I was, some had their own home studio, and they did it there. And then we edited all the voices together. And because it was COVID, we couldn't be together to do the video. So I discovered often, even when I've done public art, a variety of things, I learn a new method of something as I do it. So I'm not afraid of doing that. And I learned how we could bring all of us together by consulting with the people I was working with, who I had hired to sing with me, and a variety of other people kept teaching me more. So with a black background, we could all be videoed separately. And then the editor put all of us together. So that's how that project was done. Technically, that's how the project was done.
Okay.
And, the editor who did it just was profound, the way he was able to bring it together in that honored the lyrics, that honored the singers, and we wound up having a beautiful video.
It sounds like it. And this also led up to the 2024 presidential election. It's going to lead up as well, too, and also initiating fostering unity and civic engagement. 2024 election, that's got to be pivotal.
It is a pivotal election. And I wanted to, the link between my project and this election is that I wanted to bring something to the table that brought unity, racial unity, dialogue in general, that we work together, that our planet and our country is multiracial. And in this divided, I wouldn't say conversation, but in this divided atmosphere, it was crucial to me to do something that would provide harmony. And so I engaged a marketing team of 3 people who I think you know them quite well as well. Bao Vo is the one who designed the website.
Yes, I had him on. He's amazing.
Very much so. In order to start the process with me before we signed an agreement, he interviewed me quite a bit. And I have been singing for the last several years. And all the artwork I've done, the visual art, of social, of public art, of photography I've done a lot of, I was feeling I want more of that again. And I didn't know how I would do it. And it just kept moving forward with my music. And when he started asking me questions, it was clear that this was not the only thing I've done that provides racial harmony, a concept of working together. And so in this website, you will also see what you mentioned, createabridge.org. And in my expressive arts, integrative arts workshops, I was starting to ask people what was important to them that's going on in the world. And in that workshop, we do art and writing. And the writing that started to come forward was profound. And you'll see that on that website. And in the web, when Bao did the website, we discussed including some of the quotes that are in the writing. And they're sprinkled through the website.
Interesting.
Under my name, there are photographs of all of the singers, plus the editor and Bao himself. And under my name, there are 3 websites, and one of which is createabridge. So you can see that segment of createabridge that brings together 9 images, and you can click on each one, and you can go to the writing, and you can hear the person recite their writing. Or with one of them, I have a photograph of children's hands together, multiracial. Nice. And there was an 8-year-old niece of one of the artists, and she spoke the words for a Rumi poem. Both are of the same nature. And my goal as an instructor when I teach integrative arts is to help people see that everyone is creative. There's not just one Picasso and one Georgia O'Keeffe. We're all creative. And to create is a way of seeing the world in a deep way and expanding your view of yourself. People did beautiful Beautiful.
And you did a beautiful job as well, too. You also had Imagine a Better World. And let's go back a little bit. With your career, you also did Wild as the Wind and also That Old Feeling. And tell us more about that.
When I started taking my music seriously, knowing that it was my passion at 13 that we've already discussed, it's one of those experiences that is so holistic. My whole body is engaged. I knew I had to do it, and I'd had stops and starts. And at one point, some things happened, and I realized I can't stop anymore. And it was about almost 10 years after that I had already met the person who has been the main person I've worked with, my piano player, Steve Rollins. And he is a wonderful, he's in his element when he's leading a band.
Oh, yes.
He's excellent. He's a great sense of humor, and he's such a good musician. People trust him totally. So we did an album started it in 2011, and it came out in 2012. And that's the first one. The second one was the one I mentioned that started before COVID and was completed 2 years after. It came out in 22. And that has quite a few jazz albums. 2 of the songs have been on the local, it's not a local station because it's heard all over, K-Jazz, Los Angeles Jazz Station. And 2 of the songs there have been played on that station. So this is the third album, and we have some very fun jazz songs.
And certainly fun indeed as well, too. And more Imagine and Uplift and createabridge.com with Patrisha Thomson. We'll have more on that in just 1 minute. You're listening to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios, brought to you by official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mulson-Zia Missing. Also brought to you by Illuminatical, the think tank of the future. The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of King David, now on Amazon. Keyword Sweet Psalmist Serena Wagner, and hightimemusic.com, featuring her latest, Baby Come Back, and The Smash as well. We'll be back with the amazing multi-talent Patrisha Thomson after this time.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hi, I'm Burl Bear, legendary American author, and I'm here to tell you about Missing, the new mystery suspense novel by Mia Mulson-Zia. It's really a good book. Very surprising. Never metaphor I didn't like, especially in this book. Here you have a main character whose life has been filled with despair. His wife died in 9/11. His young daughter died of a rare disease. He's not a happy camper. What does he do for a living? He's a physical fitness trainer. When somebody hardly knows, somebody he's never met, he only has encountered them on an internet chat line, goes missing, this is his journey. He's going to go rescue them. This is his search for redemption, his search for his own personal promised land. He couldn't do anything about the death of his wife, the death of his child, but maybe he could rescue this woman he's never met. That is, if she exists. Missing by Mia Mulson-Zia, international in scope, vastly entertaining, full of surprises. I suggest you get it, neither paperback or an electronic edition for your Kindle. Missing by Mia Mulson-Zia.
Baby, come back.
Heidi Tan has a new release, the remake of Player's Baby Come Back.
Spending all my nights, all my money going out of the town.
The special guest, international recording artist Nils on guitar. And now with her own twist on the classic comes Heidi Tan 2023.
Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see.
She delivers the punch you'd expect from a seasoned pro with this arrangement of Baby Come Back. Destined to be a chart topper, Heidi Tan, Baby Come Back.
The Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Illuminatical, the think tank of the future. Illuminatical, a human think tank that brings scientists and engineers together from all over the world, has created a method to construct a renewable generator with this in mind. This unique product operates on a closed-loop system that generates more energy internally than it needs to function. The extra electricity can be used to run everything from homes and power grids to phones and laptops. This power source is entirely renewable, highly scalable, and more importantly, self-regenerating. For more information, visit facebook.com/Illuminatical. That's facebook.com/ELLUMENIPTICAL today. The Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Serena Wagner's book, The Sweet Psalmist, now available on Amazon. This book includes 30 exquisite paintings by well-known and unknown painters and King David Psalms. The Sweet Psalmist gives us a new perspective on his life in this book. Through the Psalms he wrote, his time as a shepherd in the field is where the book starts, and it goes on to describe his complicated and turbulent relationship with King Saul as well as other events. It's a story of love, betrayal, repentance, and more. It also offers advice on approaching God and living a life that pleases him. Check out the book, The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, now available on Amazon. Keywords, Sweet Psalmist, Serena Wagner.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. Right place, right time. Tuned in to the Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back. The amazing LA-based acclaimed jazz vocalist and community activist Patrisha Thomson here on the Mike Wagner Show, the community artist as well with Imagine and Uplift, Createabridge, and just one more thing. Where can we find Imagine and Uplift, Createabridge, and all your works at, Patrisha?
Where? Online. They're both websites. That's where you find them. So, and I think you've said the website name. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And where can we find more as well?
Uplift. Pardon me?
And where can we find more of your music and everything else at?
Amazon. If you look, my own jazz website.
Right. Yes.
It's patrishamusic.com. Mm-hmm.
patrishamusic.com. We'll certainly check that out. We're here with Patrisha Thomson on the Mike Wagner Show, and just a couple more things. What else can we expect from you in 2024 and beyond?
Well, you'll be seeing the website, you'll be seeing the new album. The title for the album is still to be decided, but we're going to release one of the songs early because it relates to harmony and unity. The title will be disclosed when it's out, which will be in October, and then the album itself will follow. And the concert that we're doing at my house in the backyard, it's a house concert for people who I want to say thank you to immensely, will be this coming Sunday. And the three singers who are doing duets with me on the album will all be singing with me. And the players I've played with several times before, the drummers was on both albums. Now he's on the third album.
Nice.
We have with the last one, we're doing something we did with the last album where we have three drummers on different songs, three bass players. This time my main piano player, Steve, will be on almost all the songs, but another piano player who I often work with is Stuart Elster, and he will be doing two songs, one of which will be one of the duets, and another one that I do as a solo. So I'm just tremendously grateful for all the people who have been supportive of me and who I get to work with as musicians.
Mm-hmm. And certainly you've got a great band as well, too, and looking forward to what you got. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
In having a career or in music?
It can be anything in general.
How can let's see how to answer that. I'll tell you one person who has been immensely influential ever since COVID. Because I've taught expressive arts and studied it and shared it for 25 years, when COVID began, I sought something, as we all did on Zoom. Mm-hmm. One of the person I adore who does this same work I do, and I feel I'm a good teacher, but she is a profound teacher. Elizabeth Osgood Campbell. I'd like to say her name if other people will hear it. She's great. She's not teaching classes so much now, so I have the good fortune of working with her privately. And she's been a great influence and support. We speak the same language and of the arts and kindness, helping to look beyond the surface and see the person's heart. And so she's been a great source.
And certainly indeed as well, too. Just so amazing. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
To anybody who, I think the most important thing is the thing that I teach when I'm, because it's obvious when I teach, my goals are to bring to life each person's individuality, not necessarily follow trends. Trends start to get old very quickly, but to have faith in oneself, to listen to one's heart.
That is a really good best of advice. I love hearing that. Once again, we're the multi-talented Patrisha Thomson, LA-based acclaimed jazz vocalist, community artist with Imagine Uplift here on the Mike Wagner Show. Patrisha, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We'll love to have you back. And once again, what's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase, check out your works, or simply get involved?
Thank you.
And once again, your websites?
On my websites, you're asking me?
Yes.
Yes. The patrishamusic.com. The way my name is spelled is a little unusual. Patrisha. It's not the typical spelling. But I think if you spelled it the typical way, it'll probably pop up. It'll say there where you can buy the album. You can hear clips of it. And of the first album as well, you'll see clips. And so soon enough, you'll see the new album there. And it'll be out the same way.
All right. We'll certainly check those out. Once again, Patrisha, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Going to fire him soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Live at back. We wish you all the best. And Patrisha, you definitely have a great future ahead of you.
Thank you. It's a joy to be with you.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hi, I'm Burl Barer, legendary American author, and I'm here to tell you about Missing, the new mystery suspense novel by Mian Mosensia. It's really a good book. Very surprising. Never metaphor I didn't like, especially in this book. Here you have a main character whose life has been filled with despair. His wife died in 9/11. His young daughter died of a rare disease. He's not a happy camper. What does he do for a living? He's a physical fitness trainer. When somebody hardly knows, someone he's never met, he only has encountered them on an internet chat line, goes missing. This is his journey. He's going to go rescue them. This is his search for redemption, his search for his own personal promised land. He couldn't do anything about the death of his wife, the death of his child, but maybe he could rescue this woman he's never met. That is, if she exists. Missing by Mian Mosensia, international in scope, vastly entertaining, full of surprises. I suggest you get it, either paperback or an electronic edition for your Kindle. Missing by Mian Mosensia.
Baby, come back.
Heidi Tan has a new release, the remake of Player's Baby Come Back.
Spending all my nights, all my money going out of the town.
With special guest, international recording artist Nils on guitar. And now with her own twist on the classic comes Heidi Tan 2023.
Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see.
She delivers the punch you'd expect from a seasoned pro with this arrangement of Baby Come Back. Destined to be a chart topper, Heidi Tan, Baby Come Back.
The Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Illuminatical. the think tank of the future. Illuminatical, a human think tank that brings scientists and engineers together from all over the world, has created a method to construct a renewable generator with this in mind. This unique product operates on a closed-loop system that generates more energy internally than it needs to function. The extra electricity can be used to run everything from homes and power grids to phones and laptops. This power source is entirely renewable, highly scalable, and more importantly, self-regenerating. For more information, visit facebook.com/illuminatical. That's facebook.com/ELLUMENIPTICAL today. The Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Serena Wagner's book, The Sweet Psalmist, now available on Amazon. This book includes 30 exquisite paintings by well-known and unknown painters and King David Psalms. The Sweet Psalmist gives us a new perspective on his life in this book through the Psalms he wrote. His time as a shepherd in the field is where the book starts, and it goes on to describe his complicated and turbulent relationship with King Saul as well as other events. It's a story of love, betrayal, repentance, and more. It also offers advice on approaching God and living a life that pleases Him. Check out the book, The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, now available on Amazon. Keywords, Sweet Psalmist, Serena Wagner.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.